IGN's Rewind Theater brought to you by Destiny, coming spring 2014. Pre-order now for exclusive access to the beta.
What's up, guys? This is Justin. I'm here with Leah B. Jackson.
Hey, everyone.
And we are taking a look at the first trailer, sort of the debut trailer for the brand new World of Warcraft expansion. Let's see if I can get it right. It's the Warlords of Draenor.
Yes.
Yes.
You did it.
The first thing you sort of see when you watch this trailer right here in sort of the opening, sort of quote is that this is a time travel expansion.
So that is what a lot of people thought, and it seems like even you thought that. This is not a time travel expansion.
They go back in time to Outland.
Yeah,
they go to Draenor.
So they do.
Lay it on me.
They go back in time. However, and this is Draenor that you're seeing right here.
Yeah, get some beautiful opening shots.
But you're not going through a space-time continuum, I guess is what I'd say. Like you're definitely going to be going through the dark portal and going back to an age where they're
in time.
Yeah,
would you say?
I would say that you're going back in time, but I guess what I'm trying to say is that
but it's not the same as like the caverns of time.
Yes,
it's different.
You're not going to be basically you're not going to be impacting anything in the future. You're not going to go back and see like a double of yourself or anything. Like these are events that happened a very long time ago that you're going to help shape, but they're not going to change anything in the current world. But
I think I thought the basic idea was that Garrosh Hellscream, after the events of Mists of Pandaria, there's a mysterious benefactor that's sending him back in time, and he's trying to stop the Horde from partnering with the Burning Legion from falling under sort of the Burning Legion. Is that not the case?
So it is. So it's Garrosh's intent is to redeem the orcs and purify the Horde as a whole, so that they can. So basically, he wants to stop the orcs from drinking the blood of the Manoroth, which happened a long time ago and past
before the
Warcraft.
Events of Warcraft 1, even the original game.
Yeah. So you do go back in time, but it's not focused on time travel. The expansion is focused on this new world, which you're seeing here. This is Draenor.
Exactly. Like this is something I want to point out. And obviously this comes through if you've watched the trailer. It's a very, very Horde-centric. I mean, they always balance the story. There'll be an Alliance story and a Horde story, but it seems like, for one of the first times, it's really the Horde driving the action here. It's Garrosh that sort of goes rogue. And most of this trailer, they give some love to the Night Elves and some other folks, but it really is. It seems very Horde-focused to me.
It's very Horde-focused, especially this portion of it. You definitely are going to go back and see all the old Orc clan chiefs and work with them and stuff. But I mean, I would say that the Alliance will play a big part, but this trailer in particular is definitely a lot more Horde-centric.
You also obviously see here that this is not a CG trailer. It's done in-engine. But they've gotten it is a little disappointing just because Blizzard CG trailers are always so good, but their in-engine work has gotten really, really good as well.
And all reveal trailers have always been in-game engine. They've never had a cinematic WoW reveal trailer. So it's just kind of, going along with what they know and what the people playing the game know.
And do we know where this is? I have a big question mark under this. This sort of snowy area shows up multiple times.
This snowy area, I believe, is the new Frostfire zone in Draenor, which is where the Horde will start their
and maybe that's why I didn't
experience.
recognize it.
So yeah, it's a brand new zone. And in my hands-on preview, I actually talked about this zone a little bit. It's a snowy zone.
You ran around it and you played it.
Yeah, I ran around in the both the Horde and Alliance starting zone that they showed off. But I don't think that like this Draenei in particular is like an important story character.
Sure,
I could
but
be
it is
wrong,
neat to see like I'm assuming that's a hunter.
Yeah, he looks.
They always like to give in all their trailers. They give multiple class and race combinations, a little bit of love, and I just thought this was a cool little hero shot.
Yeah, he looks really cool, and then. Let's see. So now this is Draenor. This is like old school orcs. This is
definitely before very, very early sort of tribal orcs. I guess you would almost call them.
Right. Exactly. And in this expansion, you're going to be going to Draenor. You're going to be learning about Thrall, who used to be the head of the Horde, So you're going to go back in time, and you're going to see, these people and see Thrall's family, like his parents. His ancestors, exactly. And you're going to be able to work with all the different war chiefs in order to, help them.
For sure. It's crazy how different these orcs are. Like, they almost, like, when you first see this shot, let me scoot back here. Like, I assumed this was going to be the trolls, just because they're dancing all around, and it seemed very sort of tribal-like. But nope, this is what the orcs used to be like.
And there actually aren't any trolls in this trailer that I can think of. No love for the trolls.
I guess that's
now
true.
Here, we actually get to see the new Alliance heroes, and this is still the Horde starting zone, so it looks like they're going to be sieging it or something like that, fighting.
We'll get there in a sec.
War. Get some war in the Warcraft. But and Blizzard did say this is a shot of the Iron Horde. This is the group that's kind of going to be the main adversaries that you're going to be fighting throughout this expansion. The first
right. So you already just touched on it. They refer to themselves as the Iron Horde. They're sort of another Horde splinter group, and that's why again, we'll have to play the expansion to sort of see how it unfolds, but the Horde and Alliance war seems to sort of be almost in another lull. Like, it seems like the Alliance and Horde are like, look, these Iron Horde that are going back in time and trying to change things, they both want to kind of band together to put a stop to that. So I'm sure there's going to be fighting. There is a new world PvP zone, but these Iron Hordes seem to be the group that everyone sort of wants to stop.
Yeah, you definitely want to stop the Iron Horde, but at the same time, like when you first, hop into the game as an Alliance, like you're getting sieged by orcs.
Okay, sure.
So there's still definitely a tension there, and even here, like in this part of the trailer, see it's an orc versus a Draenei, and that's going to be the big main theme of this expansion. It's going to be orcs get a very big spotlight placed on them, and so do the Draenei. So
bringing them back into the spotlight for the first time since Burning Crusade.
And if you go forward a little bit, actually, this is when you get to see some of the new Draenei stuff that they're showing.
Yeah, it's really cool.
This is Karabor, which is going to be the main Alliance city.
Right, this is the big Alliance capital city,
yeah,
right?
This is going to be the capital city, and it's Karabor, so it's it's been talked a lot about in World of Warcraft history, and this is eventually what turns into the Black Temple.
Right, so it's a really cool piece of lore there. Like, I guess we haven't spelled it out, but most of this expansion takes place in the same... It's Outland, but before Outland is wrecked.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting if you've been a long-time player. If you're not a long-time player, you'll just run around and have fun. But if you are, you'll be able to recognize that, this eventually becomes the Black Temple, and Shadow Moon Valley isn't all ruined and filled with demons.
Right.
It's actually very lush. It's a beautiful forest.
And one thing that they've said is that, when Blizzard did Cataclysm, they kind of just updated the old zones and added chasms here and there.
Yeah.
With these new zones, even though they're kind of like different versions of Outland, they've been built from the ground up. So they're brand new zones. There's going to be 7 zones on the new continent of Draenor.
And they did announce that they're not updating Outland.
And they are not updating Outland.
I really
Outland
like these. I don't know
as it is.
I don't know the names of these guys, but I think they're really neat.
I think they're called Grons.
Okay.
Is what the term is, and these are going to be kind of like Fell Reavers. If you are familiar with Burning Crusade, those ran around.
That's awesome.
And
I like that little reveal of him, like.
Yeah, he's so cool. They're so massive in game too, and I think there's going to be a lot of people running around scared of these things. They look really terrifying.
Yeah, they really seem to be putting an emphasis on size of minions. You're not just going to be fighting things that are your size or a little bit large. Like, they're going for this sense of scale. Blizzard is in a big way.
And so this is Prophet Velen. He's been a very prolific character in
he had his quote at
Warcraft
the
history.
Trailer,
yeah, and he's who talks at the beginning of the trailer.
Casting a spell to sort of protect the capital city.
He cast the spell that reveals all the new features of Warlords of Draenor.
Exactly. Look at that. Editing. So the world has 7 new zones.
Yes.
One of those is a new world PvP zone that's sort of become the standard for World of Warcraft expansions. And we know, I don't know if we know all 7, but more is going to be revealed in the coming months.
So there's a map out there. It shows the
Nagrand is back.
Nagrand is back. Shadow Moon Valley is there. So hang on, we're getting ahead of ourselves here.
Mm-hmm.
So the new PvP zone is called Ashran, and it's kind of they're saying that it's going to be like old school Alterac Valley, where it will take days to finish this kind of thing. It's not
like a super epic Alterac Valley.
Super epic. It sounds really cool. They said people who love world PvP will get a kick out of it. So that's going to be where they're focusing the new PvP because they don't want people to fight in their garrisons, which is the next new feature.
I don't know. I wouldn't call this player housing, but it's sort of the Blizzard take, the World of Warcraft's team's take finally on player housing.
Yes.
Your garrison is going to be an area and they're sort of showing it, upgrading there.
Yep.
It's your foothold in Draenor. So you make it, and it's sort of your home base, and then you can upgrade it and customize it, presumably as you make your way from level 90 to 100, which we'll get to in a sec.
Yeah, so if you basically had fun messing around with your farm in Mists of Pandaria, this is the next level of that, and it's not, you can't like decorate it, I guess is what I would say. It's more like a solo player mini game that is very in depth, that will take real life time for you to complete.
Right. It's almost like a real-time strategy game. It's got RTS elements where you're going to recruit followers that you actually send out on quests, and that might take them, a day or 6 hours or however long to complete. And then when they come back, they'll have, experience and other things for,
loot and stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly. And then you can sort of manage them and customize them.
Exactly. So you can choose which ones to send out, and you can, this is another way that you'll have professions in the game. You can kind of, if you
there might be like a blacksmith that you can get in your garrison that might have, blacksmith plans that you can't get elsewhere. It seems like a very cool feature. Can't wait to learn more about it.
It's really cool. So the new character models are awesome.
It's coming.
They're so great. So what I was saying, some people were a little bit, why isn't there a new race or why isn't there a new class?
Sure.
The thing is that if you look at these really, they put so much time and effort and care into making these. It kind of is like everyone is getting a new race because all of the character models are going to be updated.
Yep, I was really impressed with these too, and I actually haven't watched this in slow motion before just now. And so, when you see the new ones, here's the deal. Like, when people play video games and then they remember it later, what they remember in their mind is different.
This.
Yeah, they remember this. But when really this is what you've been stuck with for 9 years. And so they did such a good job of updating them and modernizing them, in my opinion, without changing sort of their soul,
They kept the, what makes a dwarf, what makes an orc. You really feel like you're still playing your character, but now they just look and act so much better
very impressed with
than
them.
before. And, the hair moves, even, if you can see,
beard.
Their beard hair. Yeah, it just is great. And
I like them a lot, too.
I feel like, when you actually see them in action, it's incredible.
Obviously, the level cap is going from 90 to 100. There'll be the new skills, new talents to go along with that. One interesting little detail here is that you get to boost one toon straight up to 90 and jump right into the action. But you can't do it with all of them, just one. So, pick wisely. Maybe pick a class. Well, I was going to say pick a class you haven't played before, but then you wouldn't really know how to play it.
So the thing that Blizzard thought of that, too. So that they...
When you run through sort of the opening quests, right? It sort of teaches you.
Exactly. So it's basically like a scroll of resurrection, how that works nowadays. You're going to get boosted to 90, and then Blizzard will only put a couple of skills on your bar that you will, that they think are critical and that you should be using. And then as you level up, you'll unlock more, and it's kind of like how the Death Knight starting experience is.
Exactly. Like the opening of this expansion, I think you played it, but, based on what I've seen and read, is that you sort of suicide mission through the Dark Portal to try to chase after Garrosh and, put a stop to things. And those sort of opening quests sort of teach you what you need to know and sort of reorient you into the world of Warcraft. And obviously the new zones has, 2 new raids at launch, a bunch of new 5-mans. So, can't wait to learn more about those.
And then new monsters,
they're just
new
sort of running through
Ashran.
very rapidly all the new features. The thing that really jumped out at me, obviously there's going to be new monsters, new quests, all that stuff. And I don't mean to be cavalier about it. Like, it's awesome that we're going to get hundreds of new quests. But, just sort of the little details. Like, they're changing how bags work and sort of finally introducing some features that you used to have to download a bunch of mods to, get the game to play that you wanted.
They're incorporating, some of the most popular mods right now straight into the group finder. The group finder is going to be completely expanded. Some things that they don't talk about in this trailer where they're adding tons of new stats
improving
to the game,
flex rates and continuing.
Exactly.
They finally got rid of hit, which I guess some people like sort of reaching hit cap, but generally not really a popular
they're
feature.
adding kind of more fun stats rather than stats that made it less fun to play the game. So overall, there's a ton of features coming to this expansion, and a lot of them aren't even touched upon in this trailer. But the trailer I thought was a really cool reveal trailer. I wouldn't say it was my favorite reveal trailer of all the 5 expansions that are out, but I thought that it was pretty cool, and I liked seeing the two focuses of the expansion, Horde and the Draenor.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I can't sort of wait to learn more. This was sort of the first reveal, so there's all kinds of stuff we don't know, again, about how specifically the time travel works and, what role the Alliance plays in this, whether the war is on, whether the war is off. There are some sort of hints of that in here, and they've talked about it in interviews, but, when this expansion comes out next year, in between now and then, we're definitely going to learn a lot more. Leah, thank you for joining me.
Thank you.
We just sort of wanted to give people an early look, a deeper look at, the reveal trailer for Warlords. Am I going to get it right again? Warlords of So, guys, remember, we're going to be bringing you much, much more on World of Warcraft in the coming weeks and months as the expansion reaches, sort of nears its release date. So make sure you're keeping it locked to IGN.
Thanks.